And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Alright, I think I'm kind of good. It's probably fine. Let's check the YouTube. Twitch silent. YouTube. Where is it? I am live on YouTube. Twitch silent. YouTube. Okay, that's probably alright. What am I doing? Blender, jewelry. I think we'll try to get the jewelry we were working on yesterday into Daz. I still have to make the necklace for the Genesis 8 version. And I think then I'm ready to move that. So I worked a little bit after stream, as I'm apt to do. And I have downloaded the latest Blender. I'm just going to check. I probably have to reinstall all my crap again. That's getting to be a little pain in the tuchus. Not gonna lie. All right, let's get out of there. Let's take a quick look at our preferences, which are right about here. Let's take a look at our add-ons. I think I need to add the mesh thingy. Is it objects? Extra mesh objects. Extra mesh objects is checked. Packmaster 3 is checked. Excellent. Actually, maybe it brought in everything. Maybe I don't have to do anything else. Let me check my assets and see if my assets are loaded in. Let's come over here. I'm going to put a split in. Is it right here? Right there. I'm going to do a vertical split. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put an asset browser in here. Asset browser. Hey, it looks like my assets. All right, it knows where to find them. I think we're good. One of these days I will play with hair. Today's not that day. Yeah, okay, so we are going to, I think, get that, what was I working on? Jewelry, cherry, Meadow Muse. I'm not sure I'm crazy about the cherry pattern I was making, so I may not use that. It's just not, I don't know, I might go in and tweak it some more later. But right now I'm just not happy with the way it's looking. What I think I might need to do is just put more variation in there. Oh. What happened, Blender? There we go. All right. So this is basically the Genesis 9 version. And I think what I might do is maybe just export that out, bring it back in, UV map that, and then do the same things. I think the earrings are already UV mapped, so those are probably just good to export. There's Genesis 8 earrings, and then we'll just maybe copy this, position it on a Genesis 8, and get that moved over. I am going to make shoes for this outfit too at some point, but for right now, let's work on the jewelry. So the question is, do we want to rig the jewelry as a figure, or do I just want to put it in as props? Props would probably be the easiest thing to do. So that being, well, this I think I'm going to rig. We'll see how that works out though. And I might be able to make these kind of rigid. There's and we'll play with that. So anyhow, let me organize some stuff. Let's put this into a group. I'm going to put that into a new collection. Cherry earrings. G9. We'll do that. And then we'll take that one there and we'll put it into another group. Another collection. earrings G8 female, because I'm getting into that habit of always saying G8 female. All right, and then this stuff. You ordered a 20 terabyte. 20 terabytes. Dang, dude. Sweet. I don't really need extra drive space right now, unless it was a solid state. Possibly an extra large solid state would be nice, but other than that, I'm kind of good on hard drive space. But still, that's kind of sweet. What are you going to use all that space for? Oh, you'll fill it in a week. All right, I want to collect all. You know what? We're going to hide this Genesis for a second here because that's just in the way. This way I can just grab all of this stuff and move that to a new collection. And that'll be Cherry Necklace. Am I spelling cherry? Unfortunately, you have a very large movie collection. Oh, that's just the backup. Got it. Can't you just use your zip disk? I don't even know if mine works anymore. It's in the basement. I haven't seen it in more than a decade. Easily. Cherry Necklace, G9. There we go. Let's create that. Okay, so I think we're going to duplicate this and then try to get it positioned around here, which means we're probably going to adjust this. And I don't think I really need to match the Morse. You know how many... you need another house just for those, wouldn't you? I don't even remember how big those things were. Were they like 50 megabytes or 100 megabytes or something? I definitely replaced that with a CD drive. 100 meg. That's right. So that's only, that's only 200 discs. Give or take. Yo, DJ Ray, how are you doing, buddy? Okay, I have this. I think we're just to duplicate this necklace folder here. Can I just do that? Duplicate collection. Close that one down. Take this one and just maybe move it up and around. There's a Genesis 8 in here somewhere. At least it used to be. There she is. No, that's earrings. Where'd the Genesis 9 go? Oh, there she is. There's the Genesis 8 female. 4K Blu-ray disc. Store up 100 gigabytes. Oh, that's true. Well, that's basically a movie, right? I think we're good. I think we're going to bring you in. And I think we're going to move this up. I was afraid it was going to do something like that. You're going to switch everything to global. Then can I move this up? That works. So maybe like that. You're going to come over here. We're going to hit the old G key. You're going to lay in right about there. I'm going to switch you to... Why am I not seeing... My controller's over here. Oh, I know why. It's because stuff is down here. Yeah, 4K movie runs about 50 to 60 gigs for the movie itself. Doesn't even include the extras on the disc. Okay, let me hide. Gee, you should say cherry. I misspelled that, didn't I? Do that. Hide that. I think we're going to move this and then we'll adjust the curve. So where are you? You know, actually you didn't get renamed, did you? Yeah, we got to rename you. G8 female. And then we can grab all of this. And look at this from the side. Maybe move you out a little bit. I'm going to probably need to tweak that curve just some. Tap out, select. Yeah, I think we just need to tweak this. So when I move this, it's probably going to shift a little back here. I'm going to see if we can maybe take it down a little bit. Which means actually I do want to grab all of this stuff again. And where is it? Is it Shift T? Oh, my thing is down here. I should move my 3D cursor up here. That might help. I think we're going to do that. We're going to set the 3D cursor there, and then we're going to just work off of the 3D cursor. And then when I do, there's my, and now I can kind of move this. So I think I'm going to want that out about there maybe, because we're going to make this in a little narrower. I think I'm still a little high up. Maybe like that. So maybe we'll come in here and fix the curve a little. Where am I at? I'm in edit mode. I'm in the wrong thing. Can I select the curve? Can I select? There it is. All right. I got too many points in here. You know what? We'll need to do some, can I do that? Well, you know what? I'm probably okay. You got your chair yesterday. Nice. I need a new chair. It's definitely on my list of fun things to get. And glasses. Glasses would be handy. Right? You did not move. Am I moving my curve? Did I convert you to an object? Is that my problem? Yeah, you're an object. Oh, that's why. So I'm going to have to rejigger that. Do I still have my little link down here somewhere? I'm still stubborn. You put your on only when I have. Honestly, I've been wearing glasses since 11. When somebody said, "Hey, Chris, you're blind. Why are you so blind, dude?" I think I'm going to grab one of these and Shift D and separate selection and tab out and tab and select where I just did it. It's right there. I lost it. I lost it. It was right there. There it is. Found it. Let's put our origin to the geometry. Let's put this on the in the center of the universe. So we're lining this back up again. We did this kind of earlier. There's that. That's true. I do take it off. You blew up your chair and had to buy a 250 chair. Ooh. Honestly, I should spend that much for a chair, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I did move you down here. I'm going to tab in. I'm going to straighten this up. I can't see anything because I got cherries in the way. Cherries SVG. I think we can hide that. I've got a French hook in the way. Do I have something in here that actually just says French hook? Actually, these are probably them right there. Alright, we're going to straighten this up a little bit. So I'm going to kind of maybe do a little bit of that. Do a little bit of this. Do a little bit of this. Never been able to find a regular desk chair that lasts more than 6 months. Yeah, honestly, I probably should have replaced the one in 6 months, but that was like years ago. But yeah, part of my problem is I have a bad tendency of doing this, where I just pop the chair back and. But then even when I do want to sit up, my chair is still at like a 30 degree angle going back. So even all the way up, I don't know, it's slowly. I don't even know how it got this way. I think it just slowly pushed into the padding or something. Anyhow, I'm going to tweak this around a little bit. Am I going? Nope, I'm going the wrong way. I can just see it straightening up right there. Probably good. Let's look at it this way. Okay, there's a slight angle. So we're just going to roll that back out that way. And then I've got a slight angle. Yeah. I can't tell if that's straightening up or not. I think it is. I got stuff in the way and it's making it hard to see. Actually, no, I don't have stuff in the way I can see. And I'm a little off. I need to just tweak it a little bit that way. And maybe just push it back a hair. Right about in there. So that kind of straightens out my my link. So we're just gonna shift D that. Bring you. Did I not shift D? Oh, I got proportional editing still turned on. We're gonna line that up right about there. Rotate on the X by 90 degrees. And then we're going to do what we did before, array that around our curve. So I think I'm going to, let's tab up, let's come back over, I don't know, is it somewhere in here? Somewhere in here. And we're going to, I think I'm going to delete this. And we're going to take this and attach our chain to that and line it up a little bit better. Then we'll convert to mesh and line this up. Although I think I'm going to get these kind of positioned where I want them first. Which is kind of the opposite of how I did it last time. Oh man, I gotta change the color on this darn Genesis 8. I can't see anything. It's too bright. It hurts me eyes. So let's put a... It's got no material. We're going to add a material. Plus, are you doing anything? No! Okay. So I think we'll do that. I'm going to add some smooth shading on there to make it look a little easier on the eyes. Then we're just going to kind of set these. So you see some of these are clipping. That's getting into the collarbone. I'm going to switch these back to local. So it's a little oriented, so we can just kind of pull that out. So I'm going to run my curve along these. It's kind of my target point. So let's get that. Okay, so we're just outside, and we're going to pull that up a little bit further. I'm just going to take you up a little bit further. I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, that one's not too bad. I think this is going to be okay, although I might move it out just a little bit. That's falling right in there. Oh, hold on a second. All right, I'm back. The cat is causing chaos. Oh, you banned somebody. I'm going to guess that was a bot. Bad bot. Bad bot. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to tweak these. Going to kind of do the same thing. Get those up and above. That's a little bit. I might rotate those just a hair. Why is that one white and the rest of them are gold? What's up with that? We gotta come in here and have a talk with this one. Oh, turn on my camera. Oh, there I am. Maybe not. There it is. Dang, the latency on that YouTube is whack. Control L. Why are you not gold? So what do you think you are? You're wire. Oh, you're the other wire. I'm gonna change. These materials got goofy. That's what's happened. They got duplicated. Now they got these numbers on there. I'm gonna fix those. Let's reassign them back to stem, cherries, highlight, leaf. Getting rid of those ones. Wire. That's the reason why it didn't turn gold, because it became wire 001. There, wire is happy again. All right, I'm all good. Let's move this one. Maybe just a little bit up, and then we'll rotate that some. Here, I'm going to switch over to this universal tool. Universal tool in here is a little wonky. It's not as easy as using the one in DAZ. I think I'm going to rotate that a little bit in, a little bit down. I grabbed the wrong thing, apparently. There we go. And let's see, do I want to adjust that, or is that looking... I think I got to pull that one up just a little bit because I'm hitting the collarbone. So I think we'll put that up about there. All right, now we'll try to get this curve lined up through there. I have way too many points in here. I probably should simplify these. Maybe we should delete every other one and then delete every other one. There's probably a way to decimate this or something. Although I don't know what that is off the top of my head. So it's probably faster for me to just manually select them all instead of trying to spend time to be clever. So we're going to delete the vertices. Okay, and then we're just going to do that again, but I'm going to keep that one, and then we'll do every other one. Actually, I want to keep that one. I got an uneven count here. That just must have happened the way it got created in Marvy Designer. All right, let's select all of this stuff. Let's change the handle types. Set the spline type to Bezier. Let's switch the handle type to automatic. Probably good. I'm just going to take a look. You know, you are right about 0, aren't you? And then we'll start lining this up. And I think I want these to come along this edge here. But we'll see how that works out. So see, pretty close there. Am I using the G key? Yo, it's Rod Shelley. How you doing? Did you get poked and prodded today? Wasn't that the plan for today? Okay, and I think I'll line that on that one, and then we'll adjust the curve to come over to here. Am I in local? I am local. What if I go back to global? And then maybe, I don't know, it might work out. I can't see nothing. Let's hide that Genesis female while I work on this. All right, I'm going to put that right about there. And then I think I need that right about in there. Probably good. That one is about right. So what we can do here is just kind of adjust these. So the idea is to get this line coming right about through there. And right in the middle of our, yes, poked and prodded, and right in the middle, the fire alarm went off and the building had to be evacuated. Oh no. It's the revenge of Mitch. I'm going to adjust you. Actually, I'm going to move you a little bit to smooth this out. All right, we're going to move this one over to there. Oh, you know what? I remember now. I actually made this curve when I was in Marvelous Designer, didn't I? I don't need to be doing this. I need to just bring in the other one and then line these up. So I'm probably going to do that. You know what? Let's hide that. Let me see if I can find that again. I forgot all about that. I went to all the trouble to make this thing. You're in the wrong spot because you're too small. So actually, I need to put you back to the beginning. Smart Me would remember the shortcut for resetting this thing. Smart Me is just never on board, is he? All right, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to re-import that. This needs to be scaled, so we're just going to use the 3D cursor as my translation point. I'm going to hit scale 1.0629. Okay, and then we're going to delete. We're going to just keep the bottom here. We're going to make a curve out of that. So we invert, switch. Actually, you do this, go to point mode, invert, delete. And we get to go in for another PMP session tomorrow. The poking and the prodding. So much fun. I would imagine. How did you get so lucky? That's probably exactly what you're asking yourself, right? How did I get so lucky? Who did I kick in the nuts to deserve all of this? All right, I know I just did this with one. We're doing it with the other one. Am I in edit mode? I am. Oh no, you have to be turned into a curve. Abracadabra, you're a curve. All right, now we're going to do we're going to smooth this out. Can I decimate curve? What if I say 0.5? That does nothing. What if I say 10? That does nothing. What's the point? That feature just makes me wonder why it's there. It's just there to make me angry. I'm pretty sure that's it. So set the spline type to Bezier. Set the handle type to automatic. So now I have a nice smooth curve. Really, this golden? You want your money back? Yeah. What's up with that? I can still see this other curve. You know what? I don't really need you anymore. I'm going to be bold. This is going to end up getting lined up back here somewhere. You know what? Let's recenter. Set my origin to the geometry. I still don't see my handle. Oh, you know what? I probably need to... Let's try that. Now let me see if I can set the origin to the... I'm still not seeing my freaking handle. Because you're probably centered over here. That's better. This is going to line up somewhere about in here. I don't think any of us did. All right, let's put our whatchamacallit on here. And I've lost my link already. I don't know. Are you my link? You are my link. You are the weakest link. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna do the modifier thing that we just did yesterday. So we're gonna put an array modifier on here. I'm going to adjust that offset so that this sits right about there. So we're going to just put that like right there. We're going to set our count to fit to a curve. I'm going to choose that one right there. Okay, then we put a curve modifier on here. That's a deform curve. And that also gets fitted to that. And now we got, there we go. And I'm on the wrong curve. Which one are you? Necklace G8. Let's try this again. You looked forward to time. You're going, what the? I had it so much better. All right, there we go. That's better. I'm going to reset up this clasp here. So what we're going to do is I think I'm going to make my chain just a little bit longer. Just a pinch, because I want... No, actually, I'm close. I'm real close. So I see this one's going to go inside this link. That one is really close to that link. So I might just, I could probably tweak things just a hair. I might stretch it just a little bit. Oh, I got a little bit of room in here. Right in here. There's a little bit, I got a little bit of slop in here. So I can take that and tighten it up, and now it goes through. Now it looks like it was built that way. I think I'm good. Let's take a look at the back of the neck of our Genesis 8 and see what's going on there. And I think I'm good. We've got about a 3mm gap in there at least. It looks huge when you're this close. It's better there. All right, and then we're just going to position these onto those. I'm happy with this actually, so you know what? I think I'm going to convert that to a mesh and clean up the back so the clasp looks right. Yep, brain stopped. Yeah, they're going to have separate maps. And you know what? I think I'm going to get this mapped on with these. Is what I'm starting to think. And that way I can make a texture. So we'll do the whole necklace and the earrings set on just one texture map together. Although I'm not really using texture maps, but I might want to maybe make them dirty or something. And if I do that, I'm going to want texture maps or, you know, nice UV mapping. So we're going to UV map that together, and then we're going to UV map the earrings and the necklace for Genesis 9 together. So that'll all work out. So let's get this converted. Object, convert to mesh, convert to a meh. Gonna come over here. We're gonna tab in. I'm gonna zoom in on here, and we're just gonna get rid of these links right in here. There we go. So now it just has that clasp back there, and then we're just going to line these up on the links that are nearby. So we want to get these rings onto these links, and maybe tweak the angle just a little bit. So you know, I'm going to move you around a little. See, now you're in the wrong spot. Activate the G key. There we go. Am I doing good? I think that's good. We'll rotate later. Right now we're just attaching them to a nearby link. I'm going to switch back over to local orientation. So this stuff is all oriented on a local axis for each of these. It makes rotating them really easy. Yo, Willie, 28 months. Thank you, dude. There's that dyslexic heart for you, buddy. I appreciate that, man. I think we're good. I think I'm going to put that one there. All right, let's get the center one. Chris can't see what he's doing. Nothing new there. That's probably close enough. If I were really crazy, I would rig each of these individually. But nobody wants to work with that. So I'm just gonna probably just do a craptastic job converting this over. So we're just gonna use the transfer tool on this, and I might try arranging. There's a rigid node or something. Rigidity. I might try to play with the rigidity. Put you in there. Is that you're a little too tall now? I'm going to kind of bring you back. Then we're going to get you set up. Then we're going to set all of this. I am going to break the earrings up into separate props by themselves. I think that'll work out best. And am I good? I'm way too high. I just went through. All right, we're good there. And now we're going to switch over to the universal tool. And then I can kind of just, whoops. Now we can kind of just rotate that up and down like so. And if I have to, we can even twist it a little like so. You know what? That's really near the collarbone. I got to be careful there. That's probably okay. This one I can probably... Too far. Bring that back up. This is the one right there in the... I already forgot what you call that spot. There's a name for that. Of course there is. You didn't check your notification Saturday DA for 24 hours. Oh, okay. Nice. That's 2 more to go. And I think I'm going to be done with arranging that. All right, almost there. You know what? I'm going to pull that one up, I think, just a hair. And I don't know if you were here yesterday, but this is where setting up that center point really pays off. It makes them a lot easier to set up this way. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, this has got a mirror modifier on it, and I want to combine. So I'm going to, I think, apply the mirror modifier to that. Does this still have, these still have sub Ds on them? Let me take a look at how these are looking. We're going to tab in here for a second. Okay, that's fine. These still all have subdivision on them, so I think we're going to apply the subdivisions. Actually, I have to do them one at a time, don't I? Come over here. I think it's Shift A. And then can I... I think I just have to Shift A them all. Or I can convert to mesh. Can I convert them all to mesh at once? That might do the trick. Let's see how that works. I'm trying to save time, which of course means I'm spending too much time trying to save time. Convert to mesh. Did that work for all of them? Yay, that did do it. That applied the effects. So when you convert to mesh, it applies your modifiers. Huzzah. I am happy with that. Let's hide this Genesis 8 female. There is a curve in here somewhere. I think I'm just going to delete that. I don't think I really need it anymore. Right there. That can go away. I think we're just going to grab this and do the old Control J. Did that work? That did not seem to have worked. Let's try this again. There we go. That worked. So this is going to be Cherry Necklace Genesis 8 female. Cherry Necklace. You know, I should have reorganized these first. I'm going to... Oh, no. My mirror modifier is still on. Great. I'm going to change my UVs on this. So right now I'm packed into half over here. And what I think I want to do is pack it maybe down into here. And then the other half will be here. And then the necklace will pack up into here. I might have some scaling issues, but we'll see how that works out. So we're going to... No, my UV master was installed. I don't see it. No! Oh, the horror. Photoshop is such a pain. It updated today and they changed the saving feature. They did that a long time ago, Charles. That has been driving me crazy for I don't remember how long now. You hadn't seen that before? My copies of Photoshop, it never did that until today. Oh, dude, you've been so lucky. That's what I thought. For me, it's been that way for a long time, and I'm still really annoyed about it. That still really twerked me off that they went and did that. And that's still one of those things I keep getting wrong. Instead of save as, save. That's so annoying. It serves no useful purpose. I don't. There's probably a programmer reason. Oh, it's just easier to code this thing this way and annoy the fuck out of our users. Of course they think we're stupid. That's the reason why Windows now takes 2 clicks to do what used to take 1 click. Or 2 clicks or 3 clicks now instead of, everybody likes hiding things too. Oh, this is getting too cluttered. You know what? We're gonna put another layer here in these menus. Because it's just an extra click multiplied by 1,000,000. You had the Google to find it? Oh, dude. All right, what am I doing? My UV master's missing. Why is my UV master missing? I might have to close this down and go back to Blender 4.3. But we'll see. Let's come over here. I could have sworn I saw this was in here when I was checking earlier too. UV. See UV Packmaster, it's right there. Why do I not see you? It should be there. I'm gonna turn it off. Gonna turn it back on. Add on not loaded because no module named I know it gave me an error message. No module named BLT dot. Let's go check something. I might have to re-download Packmaster again. I think I got this out of the Blender Marketplace. Blender Market, let's try that. You've always been able to save and click the drop down and it was always there. I have never even tried JPEG 2000. "25 years old. Nobody uses it. It must have been good." I'm over in Blender Marketplace on screen too. One day I'll play with that Retopo thing. Where are you? UV Packmaster. Let's go to downloads. Let's see. 3/11/25. I don't think that is really recent. You know what? I'm going to worry about this later. I'm not really using anything that needs 4.3. We're just going to save this, open up 4. Or this is 4.4. I'm going to just go back to 4.3, and then I'm going to worry about getting my UV Packmaster working in this again. So let's hit save. Let's close you down. Let's open up 4.32. Let's grab that. Okay, here's where we're, there it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack this earring over, I think in here, or maybe here. We'll try this a couple times and see how it works out. So with UV Packmaster, which is a paid add-on, but it's really handy. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to edit my target box. And I'm going to switch this to be somewhere down in here. So we hit D. And actually, can I just... I guess I have to right mouse button. And let's try... Let's take that and see how that works out. And then select all of this. And we'll just run the old Paccarino, Pacatui. And I think we'll come back to here for just a second. And actually, let's get both of these together. Go into the UV editor. And I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I don't want that. I just want to get the whole necklace down here. I got no room. I think we'll do that. And then we just expand all of that out. I think I'm going to do a lot of smart UVing. Actually, we'll do this in parts. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to step out of here for a second. And then step in here, and we're going to select... can I select the wire? Select that. No, I don't want to select the wire. Never mind. Deselect. Select the clasp. Select the chain. Nope. Select the other chain. There we go. So I think I'm going to unwrap. I'm just going to smart wrap this. And I'm just going to move this out of the way for a little bit. We'll come back to that. Okay, so back over in here, I'm going to flip this. So these are actually UV mapped. Except maybe the wire isn't. Actually, I'm going to deselect the wire. And then let's... and these I think I can just unwrap like that. That did not wrap right. Hell no. I must have lost my my seams or something in here. These were... I could have sworn I had this unwrapped before I got this far. Oh, bother. Well, I'm certainly not going to UV map all of that by hand. At least I don't think so. Hold on. Let me do that. Do I not have any seams in here? Nope, I lost all my seams. Oh, Farfignugan. Screw it. We're just gonna smart wrap everything. Let's see how that goes. Did I hit you? I did not hit you. I selected, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna unwrap. We're just gonna smart project everything. Is good. Grab all of this. I'm just gonna move that out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at my packing, edit my target box. Can I move you like that? Ooh, sweet. I can just grab the edges of this and drag it where I want. I did not know that. That is handy. All right, now I think I'm going to pack this into that. Boom. Oh, that is tight. All right, and then up here. Did I not grab? I forgot to grab this. You know what? I'm going to hit save. Overwrite file with older Blender version? Yes. I'm being bold. I don't think I'm using any of the 4.4 features. At least I didn't feel like I was. Let's take that and do this. You figured out what it was? You had it in 16. Oh, you normally have it in 8 and it doesn't show up on the drop down in 16. Oh. Oh, now you're just bragging. I'm gonna yeah, that got a little bit smaller, but not a lot. I like that. And also it stayed. This is good. These are all, I have the texel density all evened out here. So we're good. And then I'm going to have to do this for the other one. But that's okay. We've done one. The other one will be easy. So now when I apply, and that should mirror over. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to take that. We're just going to, where's my, we'll apply our mirror modifier, right? We'll check all of this. Look at that. Those are all nice and neat on one map. I am going to separate these out. So that, I am happy with that. I may not even put a texture on here, but I might. If I want to change these At least we have UV maps and we can texture those. So I just applied you. We're going to pop in here and we're going to separate the left from the right. Okay, and these are ready to go over into Daz. Although this has probably got a funky name now. For some reason, maybe it's just, no, that's better. Okay. All right, time to start exporting. Activate export. I'm going to say cherry necklace, Genesis 8, F. G8F. And let's use the DAS. So we only send out the exported. I am using materials, so we should be good. All right, this is the left ear. That's right. I had to hold my hand to my left ear to remember which ear. Activate export on that. That is going to be earring L. I can spell out left. Earring left G8F. Export that, and that's the right. Same thing, only we say right. And export that. All right, these are all, those are good. Let's collapse that and hide it. Let's collapse that and hide it. Let's open that one back up. And where is the necklace? There we go. I forgot. Oh, no, I did build these on. Never mind. Okay, so we're going to UV map these things. So do I have a curve in here? I think there is. We're going to get rid of. There's a curve right there. Don't need that anymore. I think I can join all of this. Eyelids getting heavy. You're getting sleepy. All right, thanks for the resub, Willie. It's good to see you, man. I will catch you later. Should get the bit before they refuse to close again. There you go. We will catch you later, bud. Did I control J? We are good. I think I still have my, let's go take a look at this over in the UV editor. Do I still have my box? I don't think I have my box, do I? No, I still have my box. Yay. Anyhow, I gotta do this first. We're gonna unwrap Smart Project and do that, and then we're just gonna pack this. And I usually don't use Packmaster for this, but you can kind of see how that packed out. But you can see there's a whole bunch of extra little space in here. So UV Packmaster will tighten that up. Of course, I'm making it smaller. But anyhow, let's pack that into there. Oops, I had to select everything. Let's try that. Select everything. Pack. Boom. That is so tight. All right, I'm going to adjust the box to be down here, and we're going to put our earring into that. Then we're going to apply the mirror modifier. And then we're going to, yeah, something like that. All right, that is going good. Let's do this. So we're going to put this into a box down here. So I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to edit my target box again. And can I just, there we go. And then I'm just going to drag that down to here. think I'm close. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, my eyes are blurring. I can't actually see that. I'm right on that edge. I think I'm going to pull it right off. That's why I can't see it. Oops. There we go. I'm just off that edge. And now we're going to get that other edge right in there. If I can find it. There we go. And you... I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can set that a little more proper. It's probably good. You keep... Did you snap on me? You are actually snapping to the middle, aren't you? It's kind of snapping to things. I think I'm good right there, though. All right, let's pack this. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to select this, this and that all together. I'm going to kind of do the same thing we did before, adjust that texel density to even out. So adjust to unselected. That became, oh, that was so close to the, and then we're just going to apply that mirror. Should be good. Now we come in here. Should be good. So I can put all of this on one map. So this is mapped different than the other one, so I actually have to make them separately. C'est la vie. I may have a link or two extra. I wasn't being that neurotic. All right, so these are going to get exported out. We need to break apart this. So tab in here, grab that, make sure I get all of it, separate. I'm just going to double check. Looks like I got it all. Export out. This is the left earring, Genesis 9. That is the right earring, Genesis 9. And that is the Genesis 9 necklace. Cherry necklace. G9 should be good. That is the, I hit the wrong button there. That's an import. That's an export. That's better. Selected only, still checked. All right, I think we're ready to set this up in Daz. Let me hit save on here. I think we're good. You know what? I never brought up my stream manager. Yeah, over to Daz. Somewhere over here. Now, have I set up this Meadow Muse dress for the Genesis? I did. Because my process now is I bring in the Genesis 9 version, use the transfer tool, do a couple of things, save it. Then I auto-fit it to Genesis 8, use the version of the object that I made in Marvelous Designer to update the shape to get any little weirdness that gets in there, and then save that. So I should have the two versions. I mean, I guess I could just do this once and move them, but I think I'm going to do these separately. So the earrings are the same shape. So, I mean, I could just use the same earrings on Genesis 8 as I do on Genesis 9 and just reposition them. Although I have already gone to all the trouble to pose that, so I think I'm going to just bring them in separately. All right. I saw Daz loaded in somewhere. Where was that? There it is. Hello, Daz. Let's get in a. Let's do the Genesis 8 first. And we're going to do the earrings as props. Do I want to do the earrings as props? Can I smart prop those? I think I'll smart prop those. Or do I want to do those? I might. I don't know. I'm still waffling on how I want to do the earrings. Actually, maybe I'll do them as a rigged figure. I said now that which means I got to go back in the blender and I'm going to try to do them as a rigged figure and use rigidity. I've been reading up on rigidity recently. It looks like it's kind of handy. Anyhow, back over here. You are the Genesis 9 version, so we're just going to re-export that out together. And that's just going to be Cherry Earrings G9. Cherry Earrings G9. And LX Porto. Where did my G8 go? You should be right in here somewhere. One of these should say Cherry Earrings. There we go. And then we're going to send this out for G8. Cherry Earrings G8F. And export. All right, we're going to do the G8F first. And I might have to watch a little bit of the rigidity video from Josh Darling again, because I always forget how some of this stuff goes. Mine like a steel sieve. Doesn't hold anything. Memories are like sand, and my mind is like a sieve. Import. There's the import an existing file. There we go. I'm starting another swimsuit. Surprise. This is in my dresses folder though. Okay. Spring 2025 whip. Let's get the earrings. There we go. And let's change that to 10,000. Should be good. Let's take a peek. Probably good. I'm probably going to add a bone to these, you know. How's that for fancy? Let's see if my materials came in, or if I'm going to cry. Yay, we got materials. We will cry another day. Let's try the transfer tool. I want my Genesis 8 female as our source. My target's going to be Demdare earrings. I'm going to use a short hair projection template to start with. And let's accept that. And is there an ear bone? Let's see where we are. So there's the earrings. Let's expand that out. Okay, so I can probably clear out some of these, but I do have a left and a right ear. Excellent. I think we're going to add a bone to the ear, and we're going to put it right about here. And then we're going to put this onto that bone, and then we can move them about. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. And we're going to take the weight maps off, so they'll just move I don't even need a rigidity map. Actually, I might still need a rigidity map, because if we put morphs on here, they might get twisted. Anyhow, let's do some rigging. So I need to add, that is the right ear, so we're going to come over here. I'm going to add an extra bone, and we're going to put it right about there. Can I use symmetry to create a bone? I don't know. We'll try. I'll see if that works. First things first, though. Let's add a child bone. Create child bone. And you're going to be right earring. Is there a space ear ring? We'll do that. And my bone label is going to be same thing. Actually, if I just do that, there we go. I'm not sure what I want that rotation to be. We're probably going to change that in a second. Let me accept that. I want to take a look at this. Tool settings, YZX is this kind of rotation. So I think we're going to come back over to this. I'm going to position this still, but we're going to change you to YZX. I think I'm going to switch my camera to look at it straight on to the front. Control F. And what I do is I want my origin for that to be right about there. So I think we can just take that. And then we're going to look at this from the right camera. So I'm going to want that to be the origin. Where's the end point? You are over there. We're going to move you maybe just kind of down close to the bottom of this. I think that'll be fine. All right, let's switch over to I think I want the right view. I did want the right view. Okay, you are in the wrong position. You need to be over here. Right about there. And then I'm just going to line you up like so. Should be good. And then I'm going to use we're going to use the group tool to create a new selection here, right? Yep, I'm probably going to add I need to add another face group, and then we link the face group up to this group here. So we got to pop over into here. And I don't know. Hopefully I'm not getting the other side. Let's switch back to, I guess, perspective view. I'm just going to pop over here and see if I've accidentally selected anything. I don't think I did. I think we're good. I think, so this is currently split up between a head and a neck. So I'm going to create a new face group for earring right. So right click, create face group from selected, earring right, accept that. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of weight editing to remove the weight maps from them, I think, and then apply a weight map here. I think something like that. So back over here, we've got our right earring bone. We're just going to add that earring, right? I should have just called you, oh, there you are, assigned to right earring. That's good. I should have called you right earring. I'm going to rename that. Anyhow, this is now attached to that bone. I think I just have to weight map it. Let's come over here and bend our bone. If I X rotate, let's do a little Z rotate. So the idea is to get this to now bend like that. So I want to come over here and do a little bit of weight map painting, I think. I'm going to just select the whole. Can I do that over here? My tool settings. No, I need to. Can I just do geometry selection? I'm going to clear. Actually, I had that selected, didn't I? Do I have the other side selected? I do not have the other side selected. Excellent. Let's weight editing, fill selection, 100%. Yay! It worked. It worked. All right, let's check out some of our other posing on this. Let's see what happens when we move the head. I got a camera in the way. You know what? I'm going to make that camera not selectable. All right, now we have selected a head. And if we bend the head, you know what? That looks like it's moving okay. I'm not getting... See, the other side's getting a little bit of weirdness going on, but this isn't. That's looking fine. That's what I wanted to do. Let's bend the neck a little bit. See, that's looking fine. So we're going to do the same thing we did over here to this. All right. Actually, did I just mess you up? I went too far. I got to redo. Edit. Arg. I undid my fill. That's what happened. Oops. Oops. Fill selection 100%. There we go. All right, we're happy now. And if I control E, that goes back to place. All right, now we're just going to build a bone over here. Would be nice if there was a way to symmetrically duplicate this. Let's see how this works. Let's go back into the... Are you my join editor? Can we just do a create? No, what do we have here for our options? Edit, mirror joints. Do I have to have a joint on the other side? I think I need the joint on the other side, but I forget. Yeah, that didn't do anything. I'm just going to have to. I just need these numbers here, so we're going to. You know what? I'm just going to come over. What are you? You are right earring, so we're going to do a left earring. And let's just do this like we did the other one. Create child bone left earring. It's going to be YZX and accept that. Okay, and then I come over here and we come to the tool settings, and I'm just going to, maybe I can copy. Actually, can I just... It'd be nice if I could just copy this and paste it to the other side. Now can I mirror the joints? Hey, that did the trick. There we go. Huzzah. Then what did I do? Oh, I signed this to a group called earring something something something, right? So I need this. You know what I can do? Can I invert this? If I plus that, and then does control I do what I hope it does? Nope. Does this do geometry selection, invert selection? Yep, that does what I think it does. And now we can just create phase group from that. And earring left. There we go. Now I gotta assign this to that bone. So back over to here. And right here, selection group for that bone is going to be earring left. And then we just apply the weight map. So come over here and weight editing, fill selection, accept. Now let's see if let's see how this goes. And then I'm just going to give these simple colors for right now. But let's left earring. Let's manipulate. So why rotate? That didn't seem to do anything. Did I not have my? I don't think I had the weights selected. All right, back into here. Tool settings. You know what? I didn't have the general weights selected when I did the fill selection. Except there we go. I think that did the trick. There we go. I don't think you really want to do much Y rotating, but I'm going to leave that. I might put a limit on that at some point in the future, but for right now, I also might add a control for swinging both of them together, but I don't know. Is that overdoing it? Is anybody ever going to look for that? Is it just one of those cool things I can brag about, but nobody's ever going to use? Maybe. I think I'm happy with this. I'm about ready to save this as a figure prop asset. If I'm really masochistic, I would rig all the cherries on the necklace, but I don't think I may not want to do that. I may just live with them deforming, but we'll see. What have I got? I still got 22 minutes, so I can probably... Here, let's just do a slap-tastic job of getting the necklace in here. Cherry necklace, Genesis 8 female. I'm going to say okay to that. Looking good. Let's just run the transfer tool on that. Here's good old G8F and the cherry necklace. I am going to use I think I'm just going to use a full body template on that. Also, let's go take a look. I'm going to hide my content library for just a second. I think it's in a safe spot. It is in a safe spot. Okay. And let's go take a look at the Meadow Muse Spring 2025 dress. I'm taking a slight detour. All right, there's the Genesis 9 version. Let's go get the Genesis 8 version. I think I got that rose texture on here still. So we're going to look like that. Let me get some materials on these, that, and that, and let's see what our surfaces are looking like. They're looking good. And there's some overlap in here too, which is fine. So anyhow, hey Ray, I'm going to make these beads. There's these teeny little beads on my French hooks. I'm going to make those glass, and we're going to make them a red glass, I think. I'm just going to apply a generic glass shader on those. I'm going to switch over to iRay for a little bit here. Hopefully it doesn't kill stream. And I'm going to try to make those kind of red. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. Can I just change the base color on those? Does that... I might have to change something else too. I'm going to have to change something else to get those to be like red glass beads. I got to look that up. I forgot how it is. I think, actually, let's go grab one of the standard DAZ Uber shaders. I think it has some gems. Yeah, I'm hiding my content library for a minute. In the DAZ library, in the shaders, shader presets, there we go. DAZ, iRay, there's an iRay, that's right, iRay folder. And then in my iRay folder is something like DAZ Uber. There we go. Bring that out. See if I've got like a ruby or a diamond in here. Do I got a ruby? I don't have a ruby. Wah, wah. There's jade. Let's see how jade looks. So I've put the jade shader on here. This will give me an idea of what drives the color. There's the color. It's the transmitted color. And I probably have to tweak that transmitted distance. But we're going to apply... Don't I have a diamond shader in here? Is it over here? Let's try this one. And then let me see... Do I have that transmitted color still, or did that go away? There is the transmitted color. Can I get this? My resolution is a little low on this, so it's making it hard to see. Maybe a glossy color. You know what? I like that. I'm going to go with that. All right, that one's done. Metals I can just do off the top of my head. And actually, let's apply all of this except for the bead. And I'm going to put my special PBR base shader on there. And then metallicity is going to be like so. I'm going to do glossy roughness like so. So they're all nice and hard and shiny right now. I'm going to make this a gold to start with. So probably right about there. You know what? I'm going to stick you maybe right there so I can grab you later. Okay, and then we're going to change the colors of this and this to green. We're going to crank the metallicity down, but we're going to leave the glossiness all the way up and switch that base color to green. Maybe something like that. And then these. So I'm going to copy this. And there's the little highlights and the cherries. And then we're just going to paste that on there and change the colors. Did I not paste? Did I not copy? That's the big question. Copy. Paste. Excellent. I missed one. I wanted that. I want to paste on that as well. And that one we want to be white. And this one I want to be red. So that sets up that. So now we'll do the necklace. Hopefully my stream's running okay. We're going to do the leaf, the stem, the cherries, and the highlight. So we're just going to paste that on there. I'm going to do the cherries in red. Do the highlight in white. And then we'll pop back over to here where I'm going to steal that metal color and come over here. And we're going to do the wire, the clasp, and the chain in that. I'm going to turn off iRay. I'm happy with the direction that's heading in. Texture shaded. Did I not apply? I guess I didn't apply. I thought I had that selected. Doy. There we go. Alright, now I'm just going to leave a little render here. And then I've got 14 minutes, so let's see if we can do all of that for the Genesis 9 version. It's a little floaty. That still looks gold. I probably had that selected instead of the other, so let's fix that before I save this out. Yes, I would like to cancel the render. You know what? You don't look gold there. You are gold. So copying that, get my little highlight, do a little pasty, switch you to white. Alright, let's save these. I will probably tweak these further, but that's kind of the basics of getting these rigged up. Save as a figure prop asset. I am in the 50s Rebel folder. We want to go down to the Meadow Muse dress, which is in dresses and springtime. And people, Genesis 8, clothing, me, Meadow Muse, and right in here, Meadow Muse, earrings. I think I had the earrings selected. Meadow Muse earrings. I need a space there. Okay, you are Meadow Muse. Meadow Muse earrings G8. You are a accessory, head, ears. Okay, I do have them selected. Excellent. And once again, an accessory, head, and ears. And accept that. Alright, and then we'll save out the necklace. Bum, bum, bum. Nope, it's coming back to me. There we go. Right. Do that. Do this. Say necklace. Necklaces. Necklace. There we go. Alright, once again, you are a Meadow Muse. Meadow Muse necklace G8 female. Excellent. You are a follower accessory neck. Same thing here. I wonder if there's an option for jewelry. Actually, does it fall under props? I should have looked. No, I think I'm doing it. I think this is the right way. Accessory neck. Let's go with that. I think we're good. Accept that. Okay, so that's saved. Let's just come down here and take a peek. Not the swimsuit. There we go. All right, I'm going to be bold. Boom. I should stop doing that. I should save these files, but still. There we go. I think that worked. Right? Yep, that worked. Hey, take care, Rod. Good to see you, man. Yep, get them prescriptions. There's what, CVS closes in an hour and 10 minutes? My pharmacy closed 50 minutes ago. That's why I went this afternoon. All right, that worked. Let's check this out. I'm going to just move you around a little bit. So it's probably going to stretch some. I'm going to have to work on maybe cleaning that up a little bit. But for right now, it kind of does the trick. All right, let me see. I've only got 9 minutes, which isn't quite enough time to get a lot done on the Genesis 9. So I don't think I will. I think I'm going to maybe call it right about here. And I'm going to rig up the G9 a little bit later. Let me see if I can touch up the weight map on this while I got a couple of minutes. It'll keep you from turning into a frog. Yeah. And what's wrong with being a frog? Andrea is on. Okay, work sounds good, Charles. All right, we're going to switch. I'm going to touch this weight map up just a little bit. Let's and then I'm going to call it a day. Let me see. I think let's take a look at the lower chest. I don't think I need to touch it up there. That looks fine. That's probably okay. Let's take a look at maybe the collar. I am getting a little bit of... I might touch the collar up too. And then where's the lower neck? That's mostly okay. It's the forming the chain, but not the cherry so much. So I'm probably going to be okay there. So maybe we'll touch up the lower chest a bit. So let's, the upper chest. So let me maybe bend and twist that just so I can kind of see what's going on. Although that's not really, it gets bad when we do this, right? So I'll see if I touch that up. So I'm going to expand that out. We're going to come over here to the upper chest on this. We're going to go into the weight paint tool settings. We're going to select those general weights. And I think maybe I'll just try to smooth them out. Take a little bit of that. Let's make this, let's crank the smoothing up all the way. And let's make our brush a little bit larger. Maybe a little bit smaller. Now it's just running slow, really slow. I should probably use symmetry. You know, that actually, I might be able to just get away with just touching up the weight maps a little. That looks a lot better. Just from tweaking the weight maps just a hair. So I don't know if I'm going to do any further. It deforms a little bit, but they still look good. All right, let's play around with our upper chest a little bit more. See how that goes. Let's reset you. So if we bend you down, they deformed a little bit, but they don't look bad. So I think maybe I'm in the ballpark with how that's going to work. So I don't think I'm going to do much more to the necklace. Yeah, it generally works. Let's bend you back and see how, if anything, if I got to touch up the clasp or not. Not really. What if we... So let's play with these collars, because I noticed they were getting a little deformed. I still got 4 minutes. Humdiddy, 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 hum. Let's reset the chest. Let's come over here to the right collar, and let's bring you like that, and see it moved it a little bit. So I think we'll maybe touch that up over here. Back into the tool settings. This is at 1. I still got my brush, so if we just... I might put a fixed morph on that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how ambitious I am. I might not. I might just live with that. Because honestly, it doesn't look that bad. Let's put that back. You know, it does move, but I don't know, it doesn't look terrible. Do the same thing there. I'm getting a little bit of... All right, let's touch up this left collar. I might tweak that a little bit. Maybe make it a fix more for something. Anyhow, I think that's going to be good. We're going to resave the necklace out, and then we're going to raid Andrea. I can't roll my R's, damn it. Come back to here. Select you. Actually, let's... Yeah, I mean, that gets a little weird. I might want to make a morphe thing for that. I probably should. Although, what if I... Well, I was just smoothing that out, right? And it didn't really do much. So just before we call it a night, we're just going to take one more tweak on this left collar. One of my big problems with weight painting this stuff is it just doesn't smooth across gaps. So, because these are individual links, I don't get my smoothing to go through here like it actually should. And that's one of the problems with the way Daz weight painting works. So I'm probably going to have to try to model a correction morph in Blender and then bring it in and set it up to like a JCM. So when that arm, when that shoulder gets bent up, that'll move that in a better way, is what I'm thinking. Anyhow, so let's call this a day here. Let's put that shoulder back. Let's save this out and let's go raid Andrea. There we go. Control E. Select that. Save once more as a figure prop asset over this. Hit save. I think I'm good. Accessory neck. I gotta say accessory neck here. And thank you for being here, Charles. Really appreciate it. Willie, thank you for that resub, man. Rod, it's always a pleasure. And you're off not being turned into a frog. That's right. Okay. Accessories neck. There we go. Accept. Alrighty then. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We'll be back Thursday, 7 p.m. I'm not entirely sure what. I think maybe I'll start the shoes for this. It does get shorter, Charles. I don't know if it's going to be short enough for you though. We can make it this. We can make it this short. So good progress on this today. I'm happy with where we got. Anyhow, let's do this. Hey, I get a Discord. Feel free to join. Discord. There we go. And make sure you check out Charles's Discord. He's a super cool cat. Granted, I've only got 2 viewers, but that's okay. And let's go say hi to Andrea. Here's the raid calls. Here's the sub raid call. We may only have 2 subs in here. With the way things are there. There's the sub raid call. Did that happen? I think. No, I did it the wrong way. Sub raid. There's the sub raid call. And just in case, there's the regular raid call. Here, let's do this raid on. I gotta bring her up. Hold on. Twitchy. Andrea N-O-R. How do you spell that? Andrea N-O-A-R-T. I think I added an extra 0 in there. Did that work? I think that worked. Anyhow, let's go over and say hi to Andrea. She is Twitch Lotteria Card Collab. She's doing, it looks like she's doing sketch requests or something. I don't know if it's actually requests, but she's doing cute little sketches. Anyhow, let's go over and say hi. Did my raid start? My raid has started. So I'm going to say, I'm going to copy my raid call. Then I'm going to say hasta la vista. And then we're going to say hi to Andrea. I can't copy that way. Let's copy this way. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Hasta la vista, baby.